What's up, Soul Fam? Another day. You know, I think it's important that we all reflect on death. We're all going to die one day. Our time on this planet is limited. It really is. And knowing that any moment that it could happen, what is stopping you from being your true authentic self? The person that you want to be. The person that you are when nobody's looking. Well, maybe you're in the room doing your makeup or frickin' shaving your face, listening to music, dancing, singing. That person wants to be expressed. Except you have this belief that if you express that aspect of you, you're going to get ridiculed, judged, and embarrassed. And that's just an illusion of the mind. It's not even real. Fear, I believe the acronym for fear is like false experience appearing real. False experience appearing real. Something like that. And we have to just really be mindful of when we step into that fearful mind state. Because it's not real. And our time on this planet is finite. And one day it's just going to be gone. And none of it... You're not going to be freaking regretting the things that you did. You're going to be regretting the things that you didn't do, the things that you didn't say, the person that you didn't become. And every time you fall into that mindset, I want you to remember that you're going to die one day. And none of it really matters. So why not just be who you came here to be? And I think that's the most important part of life, is finding who you are and expressing that. Because I'm telling you, there's no greater high than just being who you came here to be. And if you're going through this awakening, you'll notice certain times where you step into that essence of yourself. And you're like, wow, man, that felt good. Felt really good. I want to feel like that more often. And you can. But you have to just be aware of the fearful mind and the stories that it creates. Because if you could just unwind that belief, meaning you reflect back on the experience, the story that you're telling yourself of why you should be fearful, you could rewind that back to when it first even ever happened and say, oh, that's why I do that. That's why I'm like that. And then you could just give yourself a new belief, redefine it. But I think a lot of us don't like reflecting upon death because it's man's greatest fear. Well, it's the ego's greatest fear. But the spirit knows that we never die. We just have a new point of focus. Like Ram Dass keeps saying, or has said in the past, that one of his gurus told him, or somebody that he used to talk to, is death is like removing a tight shoe. It's almost a sense of relief. Like, oh, fuck. It's like waking up from a bad dream. Oh my God, I totally forgot I went to planet Earth to have this human experience. Wow, I took that shit too seriously. Whoa, let's do it again. I want to do better next time. And that's going to be the mindset, if that's even a thing in the spirit world. But you know, that's what you're going to be conscious of. And you're going to realize that it's not as serious as your mind makes it out to be. But it's serious in the sense that it's important for you to find who you are, know thyself, and just be that experience. And be the example. Because that's what we need. We don't need a bunch of soapbox preachers. We just need a bunch of individuals that are living their truths, living the example. You know? I had a comment. I had posted a comment about that book, 1984. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but if you're familiar with David Icke, he's always talking about Orwellian. or Orwellian timeline or Orwellian control. And he's referring to that book 1984. The author is something Orwell. I'll check it out. But I forgot what I was getting to with that. But the fact of the matter is wouldn't you rather leave this planet knowing that you did everything that you could possibly do rather than regret? No one wants to live in regret. And all regret is a freaking an illusion of the mind thinking that it should have went a different way, or you could have made another decision that you didn't, and you should get down on yourself for it. But that's all bullshit. You did exactly what you were supposed to do because there was a lesson involved in that. And if you could just take every experience that you have, good or bad, those are just labels because everything is neutral, and say, okay, well, why do I believe this is good and why do I believe it is bad? And you'll come to find out that you make some bullshit ass excuse or belief. You have some bullshit belief that this is why it should be like that. We're all gonna die one day. Don't die with your music in you. As Wayne Dyer said it, don't die with your music still in you. You have all the potential, all the talent, all the courage, all the strength, all the power to do what you came here to do. You already have it. It's within you. And what we're doing is undoing the things from the past that buried that aspect of ourselves. And that's why it's so important to undo that shit, self-heal. You know, one thing that a meme that I constantly come across is you're not responsible for your upbringing and your social conditioning. But as an adult, you're responsible for adjusting it so it serves you. Because a lot of our lives, they're not in service to us. It's conflict all day from the moment you wake up. Oh, good morning. Thank you, God. Oh, fuck, I gotta go to work. Better start getting ready. And then you get ready and you spend that whole time dreading about the job that you're about to go to. And you only going because of fear. Oh, I need to pay my bills. If I fucking don't go to my job, then I'm not going to be able to pay for my car note and I won't have no car. And every decision that we make is based out of fear, based out of lack. Oh, if I don't do this, I'm going to lack that. And that is totally not true, because I realized that. There was a point in my awakening where I was just like, I can't do this 9-to-5 job no more. I can't do it. It's crushing my soul. It's just fucking compressing my spirit. And I decided to step up out of that and just trust the universe. And let me tell you, there were so many individuals telling me how foolish I was. I lost a 2.5-year relationship over it because I didn't have the support that, you know, I felt I should have had. But I said I'm not doing it no more. I don't know how I'm going to make a living. I don't know how I'm going to make an income, but it will work out. Did I lose things? Oh yeah, I lost everything. But that was part of the process, because when something gets taken from your life, something greater and more of service is going to be replaced by that. So don't attach yourself to these earthly items where they ruin your day. Just know that if you lose something gets taken away from you, it's going to be replaced. Maybe not in the time that you want it to, but it will. And in my experience, it always happened. And the things that happen to us, there's always a reason behind it. Nothing happens by coincidence. And like this last 2 years in my awakening, I realized that, you know, like simple story would be like one day I come outside my house in my car there was pieces of plastic all over the road. And I look and I see my car was hit. And no one left the message or anything. They just hit and run. Car wasn't that damaged. But I wanted to have a nice car, so I decided to make a claim. And there was an inconvenience. And the insurance company that I had, this booty ass insurance, didn't follow up to their end of the deal. So I was like, I need to find a new insurance. I can't be having this. But that fearful voice set in, was like, oh, this is the one that you could afford. It's the only one that you can get. And I believed that for a while until I was like, you know what, fuck it. I got to at least try. And I tried. And it was the same exact price except $5 more for full coverage. And insurance on my apartment and all types of shit. So I was like, wow, what a blessing. And if my car would have never got hit, I would have never switched my insurance over. And I left Illinois. I left it behind and was like, I'm starting my new life. And I took a road trip and I got to California and totaled my vehicle. And if it wasn't for that incident of my car getting hit outside and me switching the insurance, I would have been assed out with that booty ass insurance. And I would have been struck like Chuck out in freaking Colorado. But it didn't happen like that. But if I would have sat there and been like, why me? Why'd my car get hit? What did I do? Like, and I almost fell into that. But I realized, there's something that I'm not seeing. And I'm just going to trust that this all happened for a reason. And sure enough, maybe 4 months later, I found out why. So don't be quick to judge the things that show up that don't seem too great. Because there's something that you need to learn. And everything happens for a reason. And your only job is to trust that it's happening for your highest good. Everything is happening for your highest good. So, but the fact of the matter is, we're all going to die one day. And if that was going to happen, let's just say God gave you a week. What would you do in that week's time? And it's kind of hard to kind of reflect on that because you would have a totally different mindset than you do now. Like when death's knocking on your door, it's like an automatic shift. All the things that you fucking cared about, that you thought were worthy of caring, were absolute garbage. And you were like, why did I waste my time caring about that stuff? And if you find yourself doing that, in the middle of that, be like, will I care about this a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? And if it's no, then fucking let it go. Let that shit go, bro. But self-healing is probably one of the most rewarding things that you will ever do in life. And you'll see your life transform each and every day. And that alone is rewarding. And then you'll start noticing you attracting individuals that are more in resonance with your vibration. And you'll start manifesting opportunities to express that new level of awareness. And it all unfolds. And before you know it, you're doing what you love. You're living a fulfilling life. You're being of service. You're abundant. You're healthy. You're just all around living a prosperous life on all levels, not just financially. Because I realize money is bullshit. Like, I enjoy money for the freedom, but that's it. Like, I realize, like we get bored and we're like, man, I don't have anything to do. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the store, and you just buy some fucking dumbass items that you don't even need. And in the moment, you were distracted, so it felt good. But once you already purchased it, you tried it on, you're wearing it, you already done forgot about it, and it lost its oomph. So realize that there ain't nothing that you could buy that's going to just bring you happiness. That shit is created from within. And you have to go within and say, what can I do to get me closer to living a happy life? What, in my eyes, would a happy life look like? Because a lot of us don't even know. We're like, $1 million in a bank account, a freaking Maserati and a mansion, and a vacation. And we think, that will be enough to make me happy. And then it will show up, and you're like, wow, I'm still in the same vibration that I was before I had this shit. Money doesn't buy happiness. But it's a good down payment. And it assists with removing the things that get in the way of your happiness, that get in the way of strengthening your connection to this universe, which is one and the same. But I just wanted to share that. Reflect on that. Meditate on that. Meditate on one day I'm going to die. If that was to happen within a week, what would I regret? And start working on that. Either way, have a beautiful day. Love yourself.